All right, we got another really, really intriguing update out of 49ers OTAs today. And this one came courtesy of Brandon Ayuk. He's talking about this guy right here, his locker mate, the 49ers top draft pick. And I'm making a little text title for it right now. This rookie, Ji'Ayir Brown, supposedly he's an interception machine. Brandon Ayuk today said that Ji'Ayir Brown already has 4 picks in OTAs, and he could have had 5. He dropped the 5th one. A couple of them came off of tips, a couple clean, but 4 interceptions already. It's almost an interception a practice for the 49ers. And remember that Ji'Ayir Brown came to the 49ers, number 87 pick of this recent draft, with that as his reputation. Only player in the country to have racked up 10 picks over the past 2 seasons. So when you look at Ji'Ayir Brown right now and what he's doing early on in his 49ers practice career, it is simply a carryover of what we saw on tape from him in college. And the piece that I put up on the screen right here, this is an interview with Anthony Poindexter, who was a former All-American safety at Virginia. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. Poindexter is the safeties coach at Penn State. And you can go ahead and check out the description for the link to this article on Ji'Ayir Brown, but I'm going to copy and paste it and toss it into the comments section for you. This guy is playing exactly according to his scouting report right now. And we talked to Ji'Ayir Brown on the first day of rookie minicamp. Maybe it was the second day of rookie minicamp. He blew everybody away. This guy blew everybody away when the 49ers were doing their 30 visits. So polished, so confident, enters the room and commands it. That's what the 49ers want at the safety position because, A, they're looking for ball hawks at the safety position. Remember, this was a team back in 2018 that only had 2 interceptions. That was an NFL record low. The 49ers have made it a point since then to up the takeaways because the ball is so important to them. Last year, they won turnover battle in the NFL. It was a big reason why they were so successful. But they also had the most interceptions in the NFL just a few seasons after setting an NFL record low for interceptions. So when you look at how do you turn around interception luck, and it's not luck, how do you turn around interception fortune? Well, the simple answer is you bring guys who know how to get the football. And the 49ers did that with Talanoa Hufanga. They had an early start by realizing that coverage and rush work together. So you can go back to the 2019 offseason after 2018, after they had that abysmal 2 interception total. They decided to invest a ton in their pass rush. That was part of the long-term plan, right? They drafted Nick Bosa. They drafted D Ford. Oh, they didn't. They traded for D Ford, but they drafted Nick Bosa. And immediately, once that edge rush was roaring at full speed, immediately the takeaways and the interception counts shot up. But since then, the 49ers have realized that it's not only rush fueling coverage, coverage also has to fuel rush. So they've been looking for guys with instincts, guys who will come into the room and command it, that will have that feel, that gleam in their eyes that translates onto the football field. You know he's a football player. You know he's going to find the football. Talanoa Hufanga was that in the 2021 draft. Ji'Ayir Brown looks to be that in this 2023 draft. It's exactly what his coach told me. And that article is up on the screen. Anthony Poindexter, his safeties coach, connected to John Lynch because Poindexter was teammates in college at Virginia with Rondé Barber, and Rondé Barber, Hall of Famer, obviously, was teammates in Tampa Bay with Hall of Famer John Lynch. So interesting DB connections here, interesting DB knowledge, and obviously speaking of DB knowledge and knowledge of the safety position, I would say that John Lynch has some of that. And I think that John Lynch's fingerprints are all over this Ji'Ayir Brown pick. So anyway, 4 interceptions for Ji'Ayir Brown already in OTAs. Brandon Ayuk is going about him. We saw some first-team work for Ji'Ayir Brown in 7-on-7s today at OTAs. That doesn't mean that he's going to be the first team safety to start the season. I think the plan is to work him in as the third safety in 3 safety sets. Deshaun Gibson and Talanoa Hufanga were both top 5 safeties last year, and Ji'Ayir Brown can learn from them with the ultimate plan being to have Talanoa Hufanga paired with Ji'Ayir Brown. So the 49ers have two safeties with exceptional ball skills. And that would allow the 49ers to have a chance to stay at the top of the league rankings in interceptions on a year in and year out basis. Because again, last year they were number one. We saw why they're number one. Gibson has good ball skills. Gibson has a nose for the football. So does Talanoa Hufanga. Your safeties have to deliver picks. They didn't back when Jaquiski Tartt was the 49ers lead safety alongside Jimmy Ward. Ward started to get a few interceptions toward the end of his time with the 49ers, but Tartt was never an interception guy. And the fact that the 49ers upgraded to Talanoa Hufanga has really helped. And now they hope that Ji'Ayir Brown can take them into the future for the long term at that ball hawking level at the other safety position. Now, you talk about speed, and one of the big questions about Ji'Ayir Brown was, is this guy fast enough? Because he only ran a 4.640. Turns out, looks like that was just a bad day when he ran that 4.640 at the combine, because Penn State's R&D department, or the 49ers R&D department, looking at Penn State's advanced research department, everybody had him clocked at faster than 4.6 game speed. And you probably aren't the only player in the country to enter the draft with 10 interceptions over the past 2 seasons if you're too slow. So to me, it seems that Ji'Ayir Brown plays faster than 4.6 speed. He's already built. You can even see that in the picture up on the screen. That was him against Utah in the Rose Bowl. He's built in a way that I think can handle interchangeability at the safety position in the NFL. He can play close to the line of scrimmage against the run. He can back off, and obviously he could put those ball skills on display against the pass. But most importantly, this guy has a nose for the football, has a nose for the game, has that aura. And if Brandon Ayuk, who definitely has an aura about him, I mean, this was one of the titles from the earlier show. Brandon Ayuk has the aura about him. He's got that vibe around him. If he's talking about Ji'Ayir Brown the way that he's talking about him right now, this is a guy that's really, really impressing. You can get a read on some of these players early on in their tenures, especially the guys that are going to be good. And I think Ji'Ayir Brown is going to be a good player. Let's open it up to a couple questions. I just wanted to do a shorter show here, give you a little bonus content on this Wednesday night, even though I'm really tired. I'm still jet lagged. I was in Europe in between those 2 OTAs. So let's talk. Anybody have a question? If you don't, then I'm just going to go to In-N-Out Burger and we'll call it a day. I don't think you guys have any questions. Val can't wait to see Hargrave. I think that's going to be at mandatory veteran minicamp maybe next week. We'll see when they run that mandatory minicamp. It's scheduled for 2 weeks from now, but 49ers have changed it in the past. And seriously, no questions. Well, that's fine. What am I getting at In-N-Out? That's a good question. Double, no onions, protein style, fries, and a vanilla shake. And I got to do some sit-ups before I go, too. Got to get the body in order. A lot of flying the last few days. No flying this weekend. That's going to be nice, but have to get the food in, the nutrition in, and then obviously have to get the sit-ups in before we go. Yeah, though, I mean, the 40-yard dash can translate the speed on the field, or it might necessarily not translate to speed on the field. There are more sophisticated ways to measure such things, and the 49ers did that with Ji'Ayir Brown. Does Drake Jackson remind me of Von Miller? Well, with the glasses, he's beefed up now. Maybe he looks like Von Miller, but if he plays like Von Miller, the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. Let's just put it that way. If they have Nick Bosa and Drake Jackson and Javon Hargrave, they don't even need an offense at that point. That defense is going to score enough to win. So still a long way from that. Yep, protein style. I think the bun and In-N-Out just, unnecessarily filling. And I think it takes away from the juiciness of the meat. The cheese and the meat, I think, tastes better when it's in that lettuce wrap. That's just my opinion. Jackson does look great physically. Womack got beat by, I believe Brandon Ayuk got Womack on one of the deep passes today. So he did start at corner. Samuel Womack trying to establish himself on the outside because Isaiah Oliver, the 49ers are going bigger at that slot position with Isaiah Oliver, the veteran. Steve Wilks wants a little bit more physicality now. Physicality on the inside. All right, everybody, thanks for joining. It was a quick show. We wanted to talk about Brandon Ayuk's vibe and obviously Ji'Ayir Brown, the 49ers interception machine. Everybody like the video, sub to the channel. We'll talk to you all very, very soon. Take care now. Maybe I'll see at In-N-Out.